talking to Heartbeat, who's going to be coming over to see us September 10th, 2011. They're going to be our headlining band, and I just listened to them and they are awesome. Now I have some questions for them, so for you guys. First of all, I'd like you to introduce your band.
That's my job.
Pressure's on.
Over here we have Brendan. He is our drummer. This is Pat McIntosh. She is our bass player.
And Brandon's mother.
Yeah, and Brandon's mom.
Dual roles.
Dual roles. And we have Ken Goodwin, who is our guitar player. We have Greg Boyles, who is our other guitar player, and Barbara Doyle, and then the lead singer.
I wanted to know how you got together. Now, you told me a little bit earlier that I want them to hear it because I love the story. And how long ago you got together, too?
Who wants to do this story?
It may go back and forth.
It may go back.
Yeah.
Well, we, was it about 3 years ago, for Christmas, Brandon got his first drum kit. And also got drum lessons from a gentleman named Jeffrey Innocent. And so part of the thing with the drum lessons is that there was going to be a big recital. And it was going to be at the D Note in Arvada. And it's for families who play together. At the same Christmas, Greg got a guitar. He hadn't played in 20 years.
20 years.
Yep.
And I had been over visiting, and Brianne, one of Pat's daughters, Brianne, got a karaoke machine. So I was showing her how it works. I sang like "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," and like, oh, she sings. And so they invited me to join to do this one-time performance for Brandon. One song.
Once.
Then we set to work finding a song. We found a song called "Heartbeat of the Earth" by Incubus Succubus out of London, England. Got the permission to use the song, put that together. We did the one show, and Pat's family had videotaped it to put it up on YouTube for family to view.
Nice.
And from that, we did 4 gigs. And Greg calls me at work. He says, "We have 4 gigs." I said, "We have one song." What are the 4 gigs? One song. So he says, "I guess we write songs." We're like, "Any of us know how to write songs?" No. None of us had a clue. So we set together to write songs because our next show was Beltania,
Which was another month and a half away.
A month and a half away. And we wrote Blood Moon and Silvery Light, and we already had Heartbeat, so we did their talent show, and we did those 3 songs, and we got more gigs off of that, and it just kept going and going and going. In
August of that year,
we did our first CD, which is the Blood Moon CD.
Yes.
We're now back in the studio doing 2 more CDs because we've written not much more music, which a lot of it you heard today.
Yes.
Then in December, this last December,
2010.
we had put a ad on Craigslist. We needed a guitar player because we wanted to add some Greg was doing more rhythm. We wanted to add some lead, but now they're changing back and forth because they play off each other. And Ken joined us. So kind of where we're at. So I wanted to go back. We started with Brandon's drum kit, Greg's guitar, my keyboard, and my karaoke machine.
And your karaoke.
With a little microphone. That's how we started.
And they are bringing their sound system. I don't know if we can hear it in the distance or not, but they're bringing the sound system to the Western Slope for Western Slope Pagan Pride, and it is a beautiful sound system and a far cry from the karaoke machine.
Yes, yes. We've been through 3 sound systems since.
Wow.
The lady has blessed us.
Yes.
Very much
Put us
blessed
on
us.
path.
Anytime we need something, it's right there. Something comes up, where we get the money.
I wanted to know, you guys are going to come to Western Slope Pagan Pride, and you bill yourself as pagan, tribal, rock. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, what I wanted to know is if you are all pagan and what that means.
Well, the
Really
3 of us
open-ended.
are.
Yes.
Brandon is not sure what he is at this point.
He just is.
He's more science. He wants to be a rocket scientist, so that's kind of
Not rockets.
excuse me, aerospace or something.
Aerospace engineer.
There we go.
Okay.
Wow.
And we don't know much about
No.
Ken.
Yeah.
No.
Kind of a mystery, huh?
You are a big mystery.
I like it
But
that
I don't
way.
think Ken's not. That he's very, very friendly.
Pagan friendly.
Pagan friendly.
Pagan friendly. That was what I was wondering. You know, we ran into some very interesting things when we started, you know, trying to get sponsors for Western Slope Pagan Pride, because the reaction was not what we expected, and even from people that we knew were close to the pagan path, or at least we thought were close to the pagan path.
The reaction was negative.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, we're on the Western Slope. There's going to be a lot of people there who've been drawn to various paths.
We've actually dropped the pagan down to tribal rock. lately.
Tribal rock.
And because we're finding that we have
Yes.
our bigger audience is not pagan,
Just folks.
just people
Yeah.
who love music, and it's
Me too.
so we've done some more mainstream things with still that flavor, because we do this because like he says, I want people to become more tolerant, which is good.
Yes.
We're trying to help people understand, and it's hard sometimes.
It's
So
not
a lot
true.
of a lot of our music is really more about tolerance
In
than-
life,
and life.
Yeah, and acceptance.
And not trying to convert people or any of that stuff.
Exactly,
Not at all.
exactly.
understanding.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to get that very thing out there. It's like, no, this is about acceptance of your neighbors and having a conversation. It's a blend of people here. It's a blend of people in Junction. It's just a blend of people. So now, Blood Moon. When I listened to Blood Moon, I got chills.
It did what it was supposed to do.
And I wanted to know, I wanted to hear more about that.
Blood Moon was our first song that we wrote, and it was written since our handline network. There was still people being burned because someone's crops failed and being accused of being witch in like Africa and Russia and stuff like that. So he wrote a poem, and that's where it started. And it just kind of went from there. That song is our most controversial song. But either people really love it and it touches their heart, or it makes their blood run cold. And either way, it does what it's supposed to do, because it's people still being persecuted
For being different.
for being different. There's lines in the talking of that song that hit home for me. I lost my job. My son doesn't have anything to do with me because the test ostracized me. But I have to be true to myself. One day he'll come around. We just love what we do, and we want people to feel that if the song needs to touch somebody. That song, we've gotten more letters from around the world.
Oh, yes.
Around the world, everywhere, saying thank you for writing that song. And especially in Europe and those countries, and they're saying my father or my mother or Algeria, where they said it
Was killed in
was
one
killed.
way or another.
because of their spiritual beliefs.
It is. It's a powerful, powerful piece. When you come to the Western Slope, do you want to talk a little bit about your show, or do you want to just surprise people? On tenterhooks.
When we have the time and availability, we tend to lean towards theatrics. Okay?
Yes.
We like to provide as much visual appeal to the audience as well as musical appeal. So when we come,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely costumes.
Like costumes.
Yes. When we come, you can expect to have, definitely have a good time both visually and auditorily.
Well, I'm rather picky about my music. I just had a great time.
Awesome.
I mean, I really had a great time.
Me too.
If you're live, you're better than your CDs.
That CD was a long time ago.
Oh, it
Well,
was
we've
good
grown a
though.
lot.
That
It's a good
CD was created 8 months after we first even
And I think
Picked up
that's
instruments.
Picked up instruments.
awesome.
Come a long way.
Now,
Since the first show, we've done a little instrument shifting.
Yes, yes, we
make sure
have.
I want to make sure you don't get left out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Drummers
yeah.
have a tendency to back over and out of the
Or they
corner.
just wander off.
Yeah,
There has been instrument shifting.
Yes.
there has
Because
been.
Pat started with dulcimer.
I started out just kind of plucking away on the mountain dulcimer, doing what I
Percussion.
was
And tapping
basically
on it
doing
today.
more or less what I was told,
I see. It's like
because
this.
I really hadn't ever played an instrument before,
And had no interest in being on stage.
and really had
Didn't
really
put it
had
on stage at
no
all.
interest. You know, no real need to be on stage.
Now you have to get her off with
And
the shoe.
Yeah,
about a year and a half ago, the bass player that we did have quit.
Oh,
He
10
quit
days.
10 days before a show.
oh.
So I went and picked up a used amp and a bass and learned all of our songs
Greg
in
taught
10
her.
days.
Greg taught her.
Okay. I'm not worthy.
Yeah, Greg taught her. It was very simple. She had her cheat sheets.
I had,
Cheat
I had all
sheets
my
and all,
cheat
but-
sheets and all, but
Well, you're very
I
good.
played
She pulled it off
Very
rock
good. Very
solid.
solid. Very solid.
And I've learned how to play drums. Brandon
Yes.
taught me for the song. A very cool song, Volcano.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all drums. That Brandon wrote that song.
You wrote that song? That
Yes, I
is
did.
awesome.
And he taught me how to play the drums on that.
Thank you for letting us just go wild.
You're
Dave and I
welcome.
love
Thank
doing
you.
this.
This is Phil Rockstars.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you are a rock star. Woo! You're our headliner. You're a rock star. Myself,
Awesome.
I run into this question when I'm on websites and I'm trying to, you're putting your music in, and they say, who do you sound like? Or who are you most like
Oh,
now?
natural.
I know, that's because I always feel like, what?
That's this. I think I have the perfect way to put this.
Okay, I'm ready.
We are a mix between old Jefferson Airplane,
Okay.
Ted Nugent, B.B. King, Green Day, or
That's me.
Godsmack.
Godsmack.
That's me.
Godsmack.
Godsmack. Thank
Little
you.
touch of